Welcome back to another big Sunday brunch. If you've been following me on TikTok for a while, you'll know that this series has been an ongoing thing for me. I started it back in March of 2024 as a way to get back into sharing my recipes with everyone. And this morning is kind of special. We're in fall now, and I got to go out in my garden and harvest a bunch of things. There's chives, green onions, thyme, rosemary, and mint. And if you have seen this series before, you know that potatoes are a big feature. I had a bunch of different random potatoes, a couple I had bought from the grocery store, a couple from different batches of my CSA box. It's a big mix, but they needed to be used up because some of them were looking a bit rough around the edges. But that didn't stop me from eating them all, or at least making them all. To give them a good scrub, but when you look at them on the inside, check to see if there's any black spots. If there's spots, just cut them out. But sometimes you'll see a potato and it looks really rough on the outside, but when you look inside of it, it's actually fine. Like, look at this one. It looks like, pretty rough on the outside, pockmarked kind of holes, but totally fine. Totally fine. It's just a little character. Don't throw that one out. But yeah, potatoes are a staple food for me. They hadn't been, actually. I'd cut them out of my diet for 10, 15 years almost. But I started eating them a lot again in the last few years. And especially if I'm making a big Sunday brunch or just cooking for me in general. With long COVID, I can't stand up all the time, especially for cooking long meals. So I need something that I can sit down between. This is me showing you that the thyme is getting all woody. Normally, I throw thyme in, I strip them off the branches, same with the rosemary. But this time I'm going to put it all together and just bake them whole and see how it turns out. Olive oil, salt, pepper, that's pretty simple. You already have the herbs in there doing their work. But yeah, like I was saying, I need something that's really easy. So for me, with the roast potatoes as part of Big Sunday Brunch, I can pop them in the oven at 400 degrees. And for about half an hour, there's nothing I need to do. They take about 45 minutes to cook, but for half an hour, you just get to chill out if you need to. I'm prepping things for the omelette that's going to go with this. I have all these green onions that I made or grew, I guess. They're called quincho shallots. And they turned out really well. I always laugh when people say, oh, just replant the bottom half. I love the white part. Maybe that's just me, but I love eating the white part of the shallot, or the green onion. It's my absolute favorite thing. And I have this massive chives that I just sort of picked through and found the best ones. I'm going to be eating these for the next few days. They will, if you've never grown them before, they will grow back. They will grow back the next year, and they just keep coming in stronger and stronger. I've been really fortunate with my herb boxes this year. Other than my chervil that died an aphid infestation death, I've been really lucky, and these are great for a morning omelette, and just like a little just egg and a little cheese, just like a nice fine herb omelette is perfect. And like I said, I do need to take breaks, so this is me laying down in front of my Dyson fan. Long COVID is no joke, but I got back to it and made myself a Moroccan mint tea. I had some spearmint that I've been growing in my garden. I don't normally do a lot of sugar, but this is 3 tablespoons of sugar. It'll just taste weird without it. And then this is the spearmint that I grew myself. And if anybody else watched that Florence Pugh video where she says that you need to smack your mint. Now, I tried it. Mixed results, guys. Florence looks so chic doing this into a cocktail. I just looked sort of like a slappy mess, but I went along with it. The tea was fantastic, so I guess she does know what she's talking about. But yeah, I got it all over the place. And then I have these orange pekoe tea bags that I got from the Fairmont Empress when I was visiting there a couple of years ago. I actually bought them for my mom, but she didn't like them. So I have been making them in other tea, even though black tea is not usually my jam. I put in 2 bags for the whole pot. And then I personally like a couple of slices of lemon in there. I don't know that it's totally traditional, but I like it. Then you just fill it up with boiling water and you let it steep. I know, big revelations here with how to make tea. But if you grow your own mint, and if you are planning to grow it in a container, do not ever put it in your garden. It will take over everything. But if you do grow your own mint, try this out if you've never had mint tea this way before. It's delicious. And then I just put on my little tea cozy. It's a little lamb. That's my mom's, actually. She's had forever. And it has a little bell. It's so cute. Now the tea's been steeping and everything else is in the oven. It's been over 40 minutes at this point, and I'm getting onto my omelet. Some onion salt from Trader Joe's, and you put it on a medium heat with some olive oil. You dump in the just egg, and then you want to make it sort of scrambly. Basically, you want to move it around, form some curd, and then let it reform into the omelet shape. And then you still need it to be jiggly. I added in all of my chives and my green onions. This is a very allium heavy omelet. Then you put in cheddar, or wildlife cheddar, I should say. And you still want it to be shaky. That's the big key. You need it to be able to have movement to get it out into the plate. Although, again, this week, if you've been following along, I have not been plating these properly. Every time I have it perfect, and then I go to film it, and I break it in half. But the potatoes came out amazing. They were so delicious, so perfect. It felt weird leaving all of the herbs on the stems like that because I do like to crunch into them, but this batch was fantastic. Thank you so much to my CSA box for all the good mixed potatoes that were in there. And I'm so glad that Big Sunday Brunch could make it over to YouTube. I'm going to try these newer, longer form videos that still give me some balance with my long COVID. Right now I'm taking a little tea break. Let me know what you like in your omelets and for breakfast. And I hope wherever you are, you have a really good week. Happy Sunday.